it's Desiree, and I am here again with Scrappy Tales. And yes, I know, I am making cards with hearts, and Valentine's has already passed. But what does it matter? We can make our cards any time of the year that we want. But I just had to play with the chocolate pop-up gift box. Had to give this a try. Sabrina makes it look so easy. So the dies that I'll be using, of course, is the chocolate heart gift box. I'm also using the intricate lace heart add-on and the scalloped heart add-on for layers and the rose outline assortment. These are all of my die cuts. Now I'm making the top and my bases thicker. So I've got 2 of those brown hearts, 2 of the black hearts. I've cut multiples of the inserts to make sure that I had enough. And I even dug into my textured specialty papers just to use those because, again, I have them, haven't used them, and oh my goodness, having fun digging into everything. I've taken care of all of my die cutting. Now, I'm only going to show these 5 here because I did die cut a lot of these roses. And if you saw, I did this in a previous video where I used these and added glitter to them and so forth. But just using your textured paper or your pearlescent papers, even your regular cardstock, by all means, these can create beautiful layers. So maybe you're a solid cardstock person. Maybe you want texture. Maybe you wanted to watercolor your panels. These rose layers are beautiful. I'm just going on, I used a darker solid cardstock to put on top of the shades of pink and reds that I chose. And these are muted colors. These aren't bright colors. So you can see I've got this really rich chocolate and then these deep reds and pinks. So kind of reminded me of a chocolate covered strawberry. That was kind of a look that was just coming into my brain. So that's what I did, and I did that with each of the roses that are in the set. So I have those done. So we're going to start with the base, and I'm going to apologize because I make a boo-boo, but we keep going. Yeah, I really need to. It's amazing. 2 of those chocolate hearts together for the base. I have 2 of these strips die cut. That was the issue. I only die cut 2 of these strips. You would need 4 of these. I'm folded in the tabs. I'm using my paper creaser to curl, just running it along it so that it curls just a little bit. And I'm connecting these 2 strips right off the bat. I'm using double-sided tape and glue. That is a trick that I learned from Sabrina, and it works beautifully. So your double-sided tape with glue gives an extra strong adhesion, but because you're putting that glue on that double-sided tape, you've got wiggle room, which is awesome. I'm forming the 2 sides so that I have this continuous kind of oval. It's almost like a football. But then I'm going to add glue to the underside of the tabs. Now, what I would say is, yes, you can do it with glue, but you've got to wait for the glue to dry. So you want to make sure that, one, you have a quick drying or quick grabbing glue. And art glitter glue is, but for me it wasn't quick enough because I was just moving this and manipulating this piece. So you can see I'm just putting glue all over. I should have added pieces of double-sided tape on these as well, and it would have just gone together a lot quicker. I have the base already formed into the point, and now I'm just sliding along, keeping my hand on those tabs, thinking that the art glitter glue usually grabs quickly. Nope, not today. But that's okay. We keep going. I'm not worried that I've got glue all over this base. I'm going to be putting a piece of cardstock inside there, the black hearts. Now you can see I brought that in just a little bit. Or, I'm sorry, kept that on, close to the edge of that heart. I added glue to the black, and I put that down in there. So all of that mess was covered, which is awesome. Now, on that black cardstock that I just put in, that black heart, there are notches. And that tells you where these dividers go. So the longest one, of course, goes through the largest section. So I chose, and you want to put that one in first. Again, using double-sided tape glue trick. Here's something that helped me eventually is there are little tiny notches in those pieces. These pieces that you're putting down. Make sure they're separated first. Just saying. You know, because what you're going to do is the piece that I'm putting in now is now the second layer, the one that goes towards the bottom. So I have the horizontals going across, and they're the ones that have no tabs. It's a flat tab that goes across the full length of that piece. Now we're going to put in the vertical, and those have multiple tabs, and they also have slits in as well. So what's going to happen is the two slits are going to match up when you put this down. By me not separating the slits in the cross brace, yeah, I was just fighting with it just a little bit. Yes. But again, that was me. My fault. So make sure you open them up on each side, the piece that you're about to put in and the one that's already there, and they will go in together. These went together like a dream. You just want to make sure that you follow your notches that are on your base, line those up, and then they literally just cross right where they need to cross. When it comes to your vertical, it's the one die, so you need to cut that 3 times. So one time, the little flap's going to be on the bottom. In the middle, the little flap goes to the top. And then on the left, the little flap goes to the bottom. And you'll see that when it comes to down on the base horizontal, you have that little V that's coming off. They're the tiny tabs. All right. So it goes together perfectly. Right about here, as I'm gluing the top 2 for the lid, I'm realizing that I don't have 2 more for the top for my lid. So we got inventive. See that black heart? I die cut it 5 times and layered it. So now when my lid sits on top of this, because I have 5 layers of thick cardstock, it's creating the stopper for it. So just another way to do the top when you forget to do all the die cuts you're supposed to. I am so sorry. But it worked. I am in love with this heart-laced heart. It is the same size as the large heart of the box. So I die cut that 3 times. And the reason why I've got so many layers is because I don't have that edge. I want this lid to hurt somebody if they get hit. I mean, it is a chipboard. I'm hitting myself now with it. I mean, it is solid. But I need that so that it will sit inside my box. So I did die cut the black lace heart scalloped 3 times. Again, more strength to it. I used some of my chocolate specialty paper and cut one of the smaller scalloped hearts on top of that. And now we have fun with our roses. So now I'm just going to have fun layering these. I'm gluing them directly down. I'm going to use double-sided foam squares. Some of them will be propped up, but we're just going to create this bouquet of all of these roses just coming around the edge of this box. Since I have so many textures, I want to make sure that no 2 that are alike are next to each other, so that will help also with the dimension. The rose buds are going to come off of the edge because they are the rose buds, and I didn't want them to sit in the center. I always die cut more than what I need. I'm also someone, when they die cut, I add a lot of dimension. I just keep adding to it and adding to it. Maybe you don't want this number of roses. Maybe you just want to put 3. Maybe you just want to put 2 rosebuds. By all means, your creation, your interpretation, have fun with it. Once I get these down, I'm going to add my sentiment of Be Mine, and I die cut that a couple times from white cardstock and then once from a satin gold that I will layer. But when it comes to all of those roses, I almost forgot what I was going to say. Any extras that I have, I always die cut more than what I need. I save those, and I use those in other cards. So I don't throw them away because they're finished pieces. I could quick pop a few on a card and add a sentiment, and there you go. I have a card ready to go. So I do like to die cut more, just for that fact, because then I'll have them. So you can see that is our arrangement. This, you can see now, these are the number of roses that I'll have left. But I do love the color. Again, I had in my thought chocolate covered strawberry. So something like that you can interpret through our cards. I'm adding our sentiment, and I am extremely thrilled that I did not lose that little tiny dot on top of the eye. You can see it right there to the left of the glue bottle, and I'm picking it up now with my wax pencil. Really surprised. I always lose those little dots. So thank goodness for gold gel pens, gold ink, because that's what would have been used. And that is our box. So I do apologize, but I'm showing you maybe a different way that you can do the top. If you don't want to do that much fiddly. But I didn't find it fiddly at all. I found that it went together really well. She did it again, a wonderful design when it comes to dies. And just a great idea. Absolutely great idea. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I couldn't get that word out. When I'm here with Scrappy Tales, and always the products that I used will be listed down below in the video description with the link if you choose to check them out. But I encourage you to look at all of her collections. She is the queen of pop-up. I know it bothers her every time I say that, but she truly is. If you have any questions, make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Continue to enjoy creating your art, the way that you interpret things. Try new things. But most of all, dig into that stash and see how else you can stretch what you have there. But always remember what's most important to me, because if you're not this, you can't make your art. Always be creative, everyone. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Till then, take care.